Hello, this is Talamir and welcome to another repair video. In this one we're looking at a Nintendo Switch. Now, what exactly is the issue with this Nintendo Switch? Well, it's pretty straightforward. Going on in, if you're looking into here for the calibration, this stick right here on the left isn't reaching all the way to the very top. Now, I actually replaced this stick not too long ago, just a couple of days ago, and the customer immediately noticed this issue, so it shows that this particular stick is defective. Now, if I was to go over to the other side and just show you what I'm talking about here, you'll notice that this one is perfectly fine. So there's nothing wrong with there. It's not center. Now, that's just a calibration issue right there, but you notice that it's not floating anywhere, which is great. It means that it doesn't have stick drift. But this controller, it won't go up. It just won't go up. This side will go up, but this won't. So we're going to solve that. Now, these are actually pretty easy to take apart. You've got 4 screws. The only problem is that it uses a Y-wing bit. And the Y-wing bit that it's using is Y0. So that's the critter right there. Let's take the rest of these screws out. Now, you just got to go in. It's not exactly prying it open, but it does take a little bit of leverage to get open. You can just use a nail to get it open pretty easily. And just wedge it open very slightly, very lightly, and leave those cables in place. You really don't need to take those out. What you do need to disconnect, though, is the battery. The battery cable is right here, and you just got to pull that up very carefully. Just stick your tweezers in and lift. It's not in there to an extreme degree of hardness to get out. The battery has adhesive on it. Sometimes it can be really difficult to get out, but generally speaking, you can just lift it up with your nails and then pull it out. There's a little adhesive here and a little bit of adhesive there. Battery out of the way. Now there's some screws to take out, and they're just standard Phillips screws. I'm using a PH 000 bit to go and get that out. And you just got to take out this screw. I believe it's this and this screw, and I think it's also this one, but you don't take that one out. Oh, excuse me, you don't need to take that one out. It's just those. Now, previously, I would usually take this one out as well, and I've discovered that you don't actually need to. You can just take this one out first. You do have to disconnect this cable, though, in order to get to that screw, which is very frustrating because that cable is not easy to put back in. Now, let's get that out of the way there and get those 2 screws out. There we are. Now for the new one. I gotta send this one back because it's defective. And they're a little bit expensive. They're about $4 each plus tax. And I just put some tape on it so that I remember. I'm also going to need to put down the order number. Let's get this creature on in. Just push it in there. It should go in pretty easily. You just make sure that that cable right there, that ribbon cable, is not in the way of that screw. Be gentle. There we go. If this pops out, I'll show you how to get it back in. It's popped out for me. Not a big deal. So let's get the screws in for that thumbstick right now. Just holding it down with a finger and then screwing it. Do not over tighten these screws. Once it feels snug, you can stop. If you go too far, you will just end up stripping the plastic. I always just turn it around anti-clockwise first, make sure that I'm going into the same grooves that were there previously. Now for the hard part. You're gonna have to be very careful as you get this bit in here, but you got to get that cable, that ribbon cable, in there, and you want it to go in there nice and tight. Looks like it's in. Just double checking. It looks good. Put that little, I don't know what they're called, that plastics tab, switch, block. I think they're called a block. That's down, and this one needs to be up in order to get this particular ribbon cable connected back up. So let's put that in now. There we go. Now that one's in. Now you just get this in. You're gonna just want to make sure that this part here, it's going in that little section there, and then you put the spring in, and then you got to get the button compressed in there. It's that little notch you got to get in. There we go. Close it back up. And make sure also that this ribbon cable is not over top, like over here, but is in fact going down below in this little section here. You don't want that ribbon cable being pinched. So you just take your tweezers and just push it to the side until you get it properly aligned. There we go. Let's get those final screws in place. Thank goodness these ones are actually magnetic, because the Y-wing ones that are on the outside, those are not magnetic, and it's very annoying. Okay, that's all in place. Let's get our battery in. Those are working correctly. So it goes like this. So you're looking at the original position of where that cable went. Just drop it in there. You can use your tweezers to push this back into place. There we go. Now, just close it up. And before I even put the screws back in, I'm going to test it right now. There we go. It's going up now. Oh, that is great. So let's just double check with the controllers and sensors. Go down to calibrate control sticks. Why isn't it going all the way up? Goes down, goes there, goes there. It's not going all the way to the top. Just try this. Move the stick toward the triangle there. Create that set. Now I'm going to release. Okay, down, release, to the left, release, from the top. It's still not going all the way to the top. Turn. See over here? And then I get to the top there and it goes low. Go back to there and it's fine, 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 fine. And then once again, this is nowhere near as bad as the other one, but it's still doing it. Oh, and they fixed it. That fixed it. Okay, great. I wonder if that's all I needed to do with the other one. That's still annoying. I'm gonna go back, press A and tilt. Then I can fix this issue with it not being centered. But the other one that was very far off. So that's why I'm wondering about whether or not that one had an issue. And then they want me to turn this one. That one's just bang on, clean, perfect. That's just beautiful. Calibration complete, and it's centered. Beautiful. It's done. So the other one was really far out on its calibration, so I'm just happy that that solved the issue. No stick drift. Goes all the way to the top properly, to the bottom, to the left, to the right. Very good. Great. That is done. That's it for that repair video, guys. If you like the video, please do leave a like, and if you want to see more of my stuff, subscribe. See you guys all in another video. Bye.